SA, do you agree with what Perk said yesterday on NBA Today?
I don't disagree with his point about the Lakers. I just don't think they're standing alone. I mean, you could talk about the Lakers, but if LeBron James wasn't on the squad, would we be feeling that way about them? I don't know that to be the case. Just like Steph Curry is in Golden State. Yeah, Jimmy Butler has gone there, and it's elevated them, but they got Steph Curry, and so we fantasizing about that. And then, of course, you got Boston in the East, but I look at Cleveland, and I say to myself, damn, that's competition right there. So we know the parity, some semblance of parity exists. And then even as we talk about Golden State and with Steph and the Lakers with LeBron, we still don't get to forget Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and that brother and what he's bringing to the table. So I think the parity that exists is what's doing it, more so than just the Lakers' ascension. But obviously, when the Lakers are relevant, that does make the game much better to watch. No doubt.
I'm 100% with Perk. Not only is he saving the league a little bit, he's also saving us here at the network from the notion that we're just Lakers propagandists, because they're actually good and they're relevant and we get to talk about them and mean it, and that is awesome. But I will add that I think in general, the NBA trade deadline is what saved this season, because it's no small thing that not only have the Lakers been resurrected, but the Warriors as well. And yes, I love parity, and I love the Rising Stars, and I love SGA, and I love Donovan Mitchell and the Cavs, and I love the Celtics, looking to sort of be dynastic again for the first time in a decade. I love all of those things, but ultimately, you guys, as much as it's important for all of us to continue to push storylines for this next generation and crop of talent, it is markedly important to what we do that we have guys like Steph Curry and LeBron James in meaningful play in March and April. So I think the trade deadline in general saved this NBA season, because it's giving us two stars who are not forcing down anyone's throat, who we're talking about because their teams are making legitimate pushes for the playoffs.
Well, first of all, happy Thursday, okay? Happy Thursday to both of you, okay? I didn't want to come on here with a bad attitude.
Oh.
I'm on 2 hours of sleep. I just landed in Houston. But you know what? I had to come on First Take because y'all my people. But here's the thing. I'm 100% right on this, okay? 100% right on this. Right now, the Lakers are saving the NBA. And Elle, Stephen A., y'all will be lying to the American people if y'all would tell me otherwise.
I just agree with you.
Hold on, listen. I get it. SGA, the Thunder, they've been balling. Donovan Mitchell, the Cavs, they've been balling. But let's be real here. Let's have an honest, uncomfortable conversation. Before this trade happened with the Los Angeles Lakers and they started winning games, how excited do you think the fan base was about the NBA Finals in June? Realistic.
They weren't.
How excited? They weren't, right? Do you think honestly, I mean, as a basketball fan and as a student of the game and as a guy that loved the game, would I love to see Donovan Mitchell and the Cavs play Oklahoma City? Yes, it would be some great basketball. But do the fan base actually want to see that? I don't know. I know they want to see the Lakers and Celtics in the postseason with superstar power. I know the ratings tell us otherwise. I'm just telling y'all what's the real. And the real is that when the Knicks are relevant, the Celtics are relevant, and the Lakers are relevant, it's better and it's great for the NBA. And this is where we are right now. The thing is, in June, we could possibly see this matchup. That's number one. Number two, the thing that we're going to be looking for is who can actually stop it from happening. That's the exciting part about it. You have two superstars. You have two duos in both of these historical franchises that are making both of these franchises relevant. It's great for the game.
Fair enough. I'm just saying that if I brought up the name LeBron and I brought up Steph Curry for a reason, because of those marquees, which both of y'all just articulated. The other point is, let's say for the sake of argument that the Golden State Warriors and the Los Angeles Lakers were the creme de la creme and nobody else mattered. Then guess what? We'd be waiting for that matchup. The intrigue of this particular season is that as great as LeBron has been, as great as Steph Curry has been, as vastly improved as both the Lakers and the Golden State Warriors have been, we know they could easily get knocked off by some of those teams that we mentioned. And because of that, that speaks to the parity that exists within the league at this particular moment in time, where you're looking at legitimately 5 or 6 teams that could potentially walk away with the NBA championship. That, to me, contributes to the league being in the mind's eye right now and us tantalizing about and contemplating what April, May, and June is going to be like, as opposed to us just waiting for a coronation. That's not what's going on here. We don't know what's going to happen, but we know the mega stars are in the mix legitimately, as Elle pointed out, and that's what I'm talking about.
Yes, and I agree with you, Stephen A., but I think it's the culmination of the parity and those smaller market teams like an OKC and a Cleveland being good, but also having those big guys. Because everybody loves a Cinderella story in March Madness until you have Iona in the championship, and then no one wants to watch. And so I think it is the culmination of both of those things that are saving this season.
Big Perk, you made another proclamation. You gave us your top 5 point guards in the NBA right now. Let's rip through them. SGA leading the list. Jalen Brunson came in at number 2, followed by Steph Curry. At number 3, round out the top 5 were Luka Doncic. At number 4, Cade Cunningham. At number 5, SA, you're up first. Any issues with this list? And, it's your turn to give a grade.
Well, no, I don't have a problem with that list. If anything that could be challenged is Luka, because Luka has been hurt for a vast majority of this season. He's just come on strong over the last week, still trying to get his legs out from under him. I think you could sit up there and challenge Luka, but I don't think you could challenge anybody else. When you talk about Shai Gilgeous, you talk about Brunson, obviously Steph Curry. Some people will say Steph Curry's at 2, Jalen's at 3. Others will say Jalen's at 2. Steph's at 3, neither here nor there. So you look at the list, and for the most part, I love the fact that he threw Cade Cunningham in there because he deserves to be in there. That brother can ball, and he's doing special things in the Motor City. And Detroit and Bickerstaff is my coach of the year. I don't think there's any question about it right now. We look at the job Atkinson has done in Cleveland. We clearly have to look at the job J.J. Redick has done in Los Angeles. But when you consider where Detroit was last year, pretty much with the same squad, they were awful. They lost 28 straight. They finished 14-68. And here they are, balling like this and in line to make the playoffs and don't even have to be in the play-in to do it. So I got to give Bickerstaff and his staff major props for that. He's my coach of the year. But Cade Cunningham can ball. Ain't no question about that. I don't really have a problem with the list other than Luka, but that's only because of injuries and the fact that he's trying to get his legs under him. That's it.
I like this list. I want to pose a question, though, to Perk, just as he was thinking about this list, right? If you're thinking about a point guard who is incredibly efficient, a great shooter, and has an enormous impact on winning at a franchise that was in rebuild and then became a playoff team, did you give any consideration to Tyrese Halliburton?
You know what I did, but his numbers, Elle, are not popping out like the other guys' numbers. And I get it, Luka is just coming back, but again, Luka has moved the needle for the Los Angeles Lakers. They're second in the Western Conference right now. And they had a lot of questions. Is Luka out of shape? Can him and Bron coexist? And the answer is hell yeah. And he's finding his rhythm. And the fact that they're sitting second, the fact that we're watching LeBron James take a back seat to Luka Doncic and it's working, the fact that I'm watching Luka slide those puppies defensively and take on the challenge, and the Lakers been having the best defensive team since January the 15th, I'm all in right now on the Lakers, but that's why I had to put Luka on this list.
Okay. Just all in on the NBA right now, period.
Wanna try to boast at what I look like. Keep them going, try to wear, I pull up long range. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's NBA, ESPN.